this shit. Tell them crackers I bleed the fifth. Bring that fire like Prometheus. I ain't tripping off that measly shit. Debba keep the fifth. Malak just got some bullets they heat seeking shit.
Alright, first and foremost, when you call Halal Yahweh, Bashem Mashak Yahweh, it's all praise to the Most High. The name is only begotten Son, who will be called Jesus Christ, with SICARII sacred out of San Francisco. Here be the downfall of Babylon, peace and prosperity and salvation to the 12 tribes of Israel, for the Black, Hispanic, Native Americans. It's not the Sabbath, but it's a feast day. Hannukuh just came in tonight. It's a weeks-long feast that was commemorated by our ancestors in the time of the Greeks. And we'll go into it a little bit. Give me that.
Okay. So this is the Maccabean Revolt. The Machiavellian Revolt was a Jew-led rebellion by the Maccabees against the Seleucid Empire and the Hellenistic influence on the Jews' life. The main phase of the revolt lasted around 167 to 160 BCE and ended with the Seleucids in control of the country. But the conflict between the Maccabees and Hellenized Jews and the Seleucids continued into 134 BCE, when King Antiochus IV Epiphanes launched a massive campaign of repression against the Jews' religion in 168 BC. The reason he did so is not too entirely clear, but seems to be related to the king mistaking a coup for leadership of the Jewish priesthood as a full-scale rebellion. Because what was happening, they're trying to instill a Levite king too. That was one of the whole things with the conflict within the Jews too. Right, watch this. But it seems that, okay, full-scale rebellion. The Jewish practices were banned. Jerusalem was placed under the direct Seleucid control, and the Second Temple in Jerusalem was made the site of a Sinitric pagan Jewish cult. The repression triggered exactly the revolt that Antiochus IV had feared, with a group of Jews fighting, led by Judas Maccabeus and his family, revolting in 167 BCE, seeking independence. The rebels as a whole would come to be known as the Maccabees, which means hammer, and their actions would be chronicled later in the books of 1st and 2nd Maccabees. The rebels started a guerrilla war movement in the countryside, raiding towns far from the Seleucid control and terrorizing the Greek officials, but eventually built into a proper army capable of attacking the fortified Seleucid cities. The capture of Jerusalem in 164 from the Seleucid armies was a significant early victory for the Maccabees.
That's right. Let's get what it's talking about in the Bible, actually. Give me that. Yeah.
This is 1 Maccabees 1 and 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
All should be one people, just like America. Boiling pot, our melting pot, Salakia. Everybody come here, all think the same, do the same thing. That's what he wanted the Jews to do, read.
And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Go ahead.
Yet many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Yeah, they sellouts. They folded, read.
And sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
They profaned the Sabbath, read.
For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
Exactly. We know there's strange laws of the land right now in America. They passing all type of abominable things, especially in the school system. I don't want to get into it, but keep reading.
And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple.
Yeah, they didn't want to sacrifice at our temple. Go ahead.
And that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
Yeah, they want to pollute our temple, not sacrifice in the temple, go against the grain, not keep the laws, all that type of stuff. So they're a damn devil, read.
Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts.
Ooh, wait. They sacrifice pig on the altar. We're not allowed to touch a dead pig, let alone put it on the temple where we sacrifice.
You weren't even supposed to be in there.
Exactly. It's madness. Go ahead.
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable.
Exactly. So when you get to the New Testament, where Paul's going to the Greek provinces, Roman provinces, it's talking about Israelites that became Greeks by not circumcising themselves, forgetting who they are. So this is what, 300 years before that. Go ahead.
And make their souls abominable with all matter of uncleanness and profanation. To the end that they might forget the law.
They might forget the law. So they don't know they're Israelites, they don't know how to keep the law, all that type of stuff. So that's why they took this out of the Bible. When you get the 1611 version of the Bible, this is inside of it. But that's why the Christians don't like just reading the Apocrypha, especially this particular book. Go ahead.
And
so they
change
expose who the Gentiles are, who are Israelites that lost their heritage. Read.
Right. To the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
Exactly. They're going to die if they don't want to follow the Greeks' orders. Give me, jump to 62.
Verse 62, howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves.
They were confirming themselves. They was 10 toes down in the faith, in the laws. Zealous, read.
Not to eat any unclean thing.
Yeah, we're not going to eat pig, we're not going to eat crab, whatever the case may be. Same thing right now. We're not conforming to America's ways. Go ahead.
Wherefore, the rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meat.
Exactly. We'd rather die than eat all that stuff. That's how it works. The Most High going to bless you in the end. Go ahead.
Right.
And that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they
They
died.
died for it. Hey, I'm in the truth. We're going to die in this truth, period. We don't got time to fold, man. It's fourth quarter, crunch time. Just imagine what was going on when they was really getting hunted down for doing the stuff they weren't supposed to go through. Right now, we're in a period, we're in the eye of the storm right now.
Right.
Just imagine what the Jews were going through, really getting hunted down and killed just for going to the temple and trying to circumcise one of your kids. They was getting put to death. Hey, eat this pig. Oh, nope. Oh, off at your head. What's that?
Here, precept.
No, hold that.
Come on.
Read the next verse. This goes in the article that we was talking about.
Con. And there was very great wrath upon Israel.
Very good rap on Israel. Antiochus is pissed off. Y'all don't want to bend to my knee or bend to my will? Now you got to go. What's you better get?
Second Maccabees.
Oh, yeah, where they died before again.
Where'd you say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is second Maccabees 7:2. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
Right.
Exactly. We rather die than rather transgress. That's how we should do right now. The Most High, like I said, sees your work, sees your faith, and endurance. And he said, what? Who endures it ain't going to be saved. That's what we hope for. Give me the 3rd chapter at the top.
This is first Maccabees 3:1. Then the son Judas, called Maccabeus, rose up in his stead, and all his brethren helped him. And so did all they that held with his father, and they fought with cheerfulness the battle of Israel.
Go ahead.
So he got his people great honor, and put on a breastplate as a giant, and girt his warlike harness about him.
Oh, yeah. Stop. Read verse chapter 2 and verse 21. What is that? 21? 27.
This is first Maccabees 2:27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law,
whoever is zealous of the law, read,
and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me.
Exactly. So instead of staying under the oppression of the Greeks, if you read it, keep reading actually.
So he and his son fled into the mountains, and left all that ever they had in the city. Then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness and dwelt there.
Read. Yeah, Matthias here, Judas here. Go ahead.
Both they and their children and their wives and their cattle, because of afflictions, increased sore upon them.
Yeah, this white man was trying to put him to death. They were trying to really seduce or suppress all the Jews that weren't trying to get down with him. So Judas and Matthias and all them like, man, we got to get up out of here. We're not trying to hide and do all this stuff. Even though they did hide, they flee to the mountains. But they was like, we don't want to be put in harm's way every day for not following this white man. But go to where I had you at.
This is first Maccabees 3:1. Then his son Judas, called Maccabees, rose up in his stead, and all his brethren helped him. And so did all they that held with his father. And they fought with cheerfulness the battle of Israel. So he gat his people great honor, and put on a breastplate as a giant, and girt his warlike harness about him. And he made battles, protecting the host with his sword.
Read.
In his axe he was like a lion,
Read.
and like a lion's whelp roaring for his prey.
That he was turning up on them, killing all the heathen. And this is a small number of Levites, actually. Go ahead.
For he pursued the wicked, and sought them out, and burnt up those that vexed his people.
Ooh, a real warrior. That's what I do too. Go ahead.
Wherefore the wicked shrunk for fear of him.
Go ahead.
And all the workers of iniquity were troubled, because salvation prospered in his hand.
Exactly. The Most High was dealing with him. He didn't fold. He didn't bend to the need of oppressor. He kept the law zealously. The Most High gave him that spiritual power to defend himself and the people that were rocking with him. Go ahead.
He grieved also many kings, and made Jacob glad with his axe.
Read.
And his memorial is blessed forever.
Yeah, he's a prominent figure in our history. All the Maccabees. Because this time period, like I said, most of the nation of Israel was folding, breaking down, going against the grain, selling out, like I said. So the Most High was okay. Whoever is steadfast, like it says in, I think it's in Kings, where it says he kept, 7,000 men that didn't bow their knee to Baal, who didn't want to be in idolatry. This is a similar time frame. History repeating. The Maccabees was a group of maybe a couple thousand people, but not all warriors because of their families, but it's like maybe 300-400 people fighting armies of thousands, winning battles, winning wars, shaking up all the provinces and things like that, where everybody was afraid of him. Go ahead.
Moreover, he went through the cities of Judah, destroying the ungodly out of them.
He was killing our wicked people. Go ahead.
And turning away wrath from Israel.
Exactly, because we was getting judged for doing sinful acts. And that's what's going to happen in America, like I said. And that's why it says in Isaiah, whoever's found is going to be thrust to who joins hands with the wicked people, man. You want to join hands with the oppressor? Prepare yourself for a judgment, man.
Right.
A swift judgment. Go ahead.
So that he was renowned unto the utmost part of the earth.
Yeah, he was renowned. He was extolled. He was a prominent figure, like I said. Go ahead.
And he received unto him such as were ready to perish.
Then, go to, jump to, because I want to get to chapter 4. That's the main chapter. Jump to 51.
Now this is verse 51, 1 Maccabees 3:51. For the sanctuary is trodden down and profaned, and thy priests are in heaviness, and brought low. And lo, the heathen are assembled together against us to destroy us.
Exactly. They assembled together against to destroy us. Really.
What things they imagine against us, thou knowest. How shall we be able to stand against them, except thou, O God, be our help?
How are we going to stand against these people that surrounded us without God on our side? The Most High allowed them to stand firm for not folding, like I said, having sealed the law. Whoever's following them having that spiritual power as well and that faith. Go ahead.
Verse 54. Then sounded they with trumpets and cried with a loud voice. And after this Judas ordained captains over the people, even captains over thousands, and over hundreds, and over 50s, and over 10s. But as for such as were building houses, or had betrothed wives, or were planting vineyards, or were fearful, those he commanded that they should return, every man to his own house according to the law.
Yeah, that's what it says in the law too, don't it? You know what I'm talking about? In Numbers.
Do it again.
Where it says, basically, if you're fearful, stay at home pretty much.
I got it.
Give me
There's
that.
Deuteronomy 20:8, and the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted?
Yeah, who's scared to go to war with us, man? Or defend your nation, defend your people, read?
Let him go and return unto his house.
Yeah, go home. Chill out. Go kick up your feet. Let the real men of the Lord do their thing. Right?
Let his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart.
Exactly. Let them be scary over there. Don't infect that. Don't be infectious with your being scared to go to war for your people. Go sit at home and reevaluate yourself. That's what you tell people every day, man. The people that's now on the street corners preaching this truth, there's a level of fear involved. You got to fear the Most High and fear people on the street corners. We put our lives on the line out here. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 20 and 8.
No, he already had it. He just read that. He just read that. Go back to that.
Verse 58. And Judas said, arm yourselves and be valiant men.
John 10 and 22. No, you go ahead.
And Judas said, arm yourselves and be valiant men, and see that ye be in readiness against the morning.
Go ahead.
That ye may fight with these nations
Read.
that are assembled together against us to destroy us in our sanctuary.
Exactly. So if you're scared, you don't want to fight for your people, go sit down and let us fight for our people. Go ahead.
For it is better for us to die in battle
It's better for us to die in battle. Go ahead.
than to behold the calamities of our people and our sanctuary.
Exactly. I'm not trying to see my nation crumble, our temple destroyed, our people succumb to wickedness. I'm just going to fight. I'd rather fight and die than see that happen. That's what he's talking about, read.
Right.
Nevertheless, as the will of God is in heaven, so let him do.
Exactly. Whatever Most High sees fit, allow it to happen. If I got to die today, I'm going to die today. But jump to, we're in chapter 4. Go all the way down to 38.
First Maccabees 4:38. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate, and the altar profaned,
Read.
and the gates burned up, and shrubs growing in the courts as in a forest, or in one of the mountains, and the priest's chambers pulled down,
The chief's chambers pulled down, read.
they rent their clothes and made great lamentation,
They was crying. They was weeping like, damn, this is crazy. Go ahead.
and cast ashes upon their heads, and fell down flat to the ground upon their faces,
Read.
and blew an alarm with the trumpets, and cried towards heaven. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress, until he had cleansed the sanctuary.
Read.
So he chose priests of blameless conversation,
Exactly. The Levites that weren't folding to the Greek customs and their orders, read.
such as had pleasure in the law, who cleansed the sanctuary and bear out the defiled stones into an unclean place.
Read.
And when as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profaned, they thought it best to pull it down.
Exactly. Let's get rid of it. All this pig blood and all this fornication happening on it. Let's just get rid of it. We can't sacrifice to the Most High on this. Go ahead.
The statue of Zeus that they erected in there too.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
Lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it, wherefore they pulled it down,
Read.
and laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them. Then they took whole stones according to the law, and built a new altar according to the former, and made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple, and hollowed the courts.
Yeah, they built it up again. Read.
They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick, and the altar of burnt offerings,
Read.
and the incense and the table. And upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, that they might give light in the temple.
Read. Some of the menorah, read.
Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table, and spread out the veils, and finished all the works which they had begun to make. Now on the 25th day of the 9th month,
The 5 and 20th day of the 9th month, read.
which they called the month Casleo,
Read.
in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning, and sacrificed and offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings which they had made.
Go ahead.
Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it,
Read.
even in that it was dedicated with songs and citherns and harps and cymbals. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the God of heaven, whom had given them good success.
Read.
So they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days,
The dedication of the altar, 8 days, read.
and offered burnt offerings with gladness.
Exactly. So it's a feast of dedication right now.
Right.
Tonight until the following weekend. Go ahead.
And sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise.
Go ahead.
They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold, and with shields, and with gates, and the chambers they renewed, and hanged doors upon them. Thus was there very great gladness among the people,
Exactly. Read.
for that the reproach of the heathen was put away.
Exactly. All the stuff we remember looking at the temple, we refreshed it, rebuilt it, put new stuff in it. Now it's ours again. Go ahead.
Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained
Read.
that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season.
Exactly. So it's not necessarily in the law, but it's a custom that we kept after we dedicated the temple. Read.
From year to year, by the space of 8 days. From the 25th day of the month, Caslo, with mirth and gladness. At that time, also they builded up the Mount Zion with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down as they had done before.
Right. Now they built up trenches, things to defend the temple now, so they didn't have to tear it down again at this particular time. Actually, give me that. That's all I want.
John 10 and 28.
Give me,
and I give unto them
29 and 11.
eternal life. And
that's all I want. 10 and 22.
10 and 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication.
Yeah, this is Yahushua keeping the feast of dedication. So he kept this custom on our ancestors. This is how you know the Apocrypha is real as well. Because Most High sent his son, obviously, as the savior of the nation of Israel, but he's also keeping customs in the Apocrypha. He quotes the Apocrypha as well. Read.
And it was winter.
And it was winter. Give me Psalms 34 and 14. Give me that.
Jeremiah 29 and 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you.
Talking about the Most High, he has the thoughts that he thinks toward the Israelites. Read.
Saith Yahweh. Thoughts of peace and not of evil.
Yeah, thoughts of peace, not of evil. We're supposed to be thinking the Most High has good things in store for us if we dedicate ourselves, like we dedicated the temple back to him. Go ahead.
To give you an expected end.
An expected end is what? Kingdom of heaven, rulership, man. Ruling this damn earth, man. Not the damn earth, but the earth. Over these damn heathens, read.
Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me,
read.
And I will hearken unto you.
Yeah, the Most High gonna listen to us now, that we listening to them. Dedicating ourselves to him. Give me that, is that it? Give me that.
Psalms 34 and 13. 14. Depart from evil and do good.
Depart from evil and do good, read.
Seek peace and pursue it.
Yeah, we gotta seek peace and pursue it. Right. The only time we're gonna have peace is when we're doing what the Most High wants us to do. Keeping his laws, correcting people when necessary, treating our neighbor as ourselves, you know? Go ahead.
The eyes of Yahweh are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cries.
Yeah, the Most High's ears open to the righteous people's cries, going through affliction and turmoil in this place. Go ahead.
The face of Yahweh is against them that do evil.
The Most High is against them that do evil. So everybody that was breaking the law back then in Israel, trying to be buddy-buddy with the Greeks, he had the Maccabees kill him.
Right.
That's what happens. The only people gonna get killed, man. That's how it works. We gotta purge out the wickedness. That's how you blot out cancer, right?
That's right.
That's what the elders always say. You got cancer in your body, you can't just leave a speck in it. It'll grow back. No, you gotta get rid of all that. Are you scared? Oh, you gotta get out of here. Because that scared, that fearful spirit is infectious, man.
That's right.
People start breaking down, folding, not being firm in their stance. People gonna start looking at that. Oh man, maybe I could do that too. I don't want to get hurt. Like, nah, bro, get up out of here. You don't have the faith that we need. Go ahead.
To cut off the remembrance of them from the earth.
Exactly. You got to get up out of here. Remember what happened to people that went against the grain? I mean, they died. Okay, well, where are you at now? You don't remember. That's how it works. Go ahead.
The righteous cry, and Yahweh will hear it.
The Most High hears the people that are righteous, read.
And delivereth them out of their troubles.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened with the Maccabees, man. They didn't fold. They didn't go against the grain. The Most High heard them. He gave them that power to fight and defend the nation at that time. Read.
The Yahweh is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit.
Exactly. Being broken and contrite. Hey, I went off. I got to correct myself. Most I can look at that. Okay, he's sincere about that. I can bless him. I can put him on the right path again. Have him retaught. You know. Is that it?
Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh delivereth them out of all of them.
Exactly. If you're going through affliction, the Most High say He's going to deliver you out of all. Because you don't want, obviously, you don't want to go through it. The Most High has control of it. But if He knows you're sincere about, you know, I'm being wicked, if you're familiar with it, obviously, if you know you're doing wrong, the Most High say, okay, well, hey, I know you're sincere about apologizing. I'm going to put you, like, I'm going to bless you in a sense, so you don't have to be as afflicted and obviously give you a form of healing in a sense. Is that it?
That's it.
Give me Sirach 41 and 13. Give me that.
This is Sirach 1 and 18. The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom.
Read.
Making peace and perfect health to flourish.
Exactly. If you fear the Most High, you have peace and perfect health. That's part of having wisdom as well. And the wisdom obviously is corresponding with the law again in this text. But that's another benefit of fearing the Most High as well. I went into this a while ago. There's benefits to having fear of the Most High. It's not just, oh, you scared to death of dying. Like, nah. The Most High wants you to be scared of him because, you know, you're going to listen to what he's talking about. Read.
Both which are the gifts of God, and it enlargeth their rejoicing that love him.
Go ahead.
Verse 19, wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding standing, and exalted them to honor that hold her fast.
Exactly. He exalts people to honor that hold wisdom fast. Keep the law like he's supposed to. I made a covenant with. The Most High going to exalt those people because, you know, you're not going to bend like just like the Maccabees. That's what we got to be dedicated to, man. That's. I mean, I didn't bring up everything I had, but that's pretty much the concept I wanted to go into. Give me edit. Yeah. Give me Matthew 5 and 16. Go ahead. 13 to 15.
Sirach 41 and 13.
13 to 15. I'm gonna delete. I got 2 more verses already.
A good life hath but few days.
Read.
But a good name endureth forever.
Yeah, a good life have a few days. So when the Maccabees and Judas was like, man, I'd rather die and then eat pork and all that stuff. He's like, my life is but a few days, but my name's gonna last forever, and that's what the Most High allowed to happen. Oh, you gonna basically he's like, Judas was so zealous of the law and so like not trying to fold to the Greeks' ways. He's like, okay, I'm gonna give you the spiritual power and strength and people that's just like you to defend our nation and kill off the heathen, and then rededicate the temple. And that's why the Maccabees are so prevalent in Israel's history, because he made their names great for being so faithful in the time of trouble. Go ahead.
My children, keep discipline in peace.
Keep discipline in peace, read.
For wisdom that is hid.
Wisdom that's hid is what?
And a treasure that is not seen. What profit is in them both?
Yeah, what profit is in hiding your wisdom, hiding your treasure, man? We got to proclaim this truth to everybody, man. Because there's a lot of people, fighters kept watching these videos. Celebrities, left and right, coming into the truth right now. Billionaires. Kanye West just did a whole interview about it. Going in. No matter if you think he's keeping the laws right now or not, hey, he's promoting this truth, period. That means he's seeing what's going on at people that's working 9-to-5 jobs, people that don't have jobs, people that he'll never meet in his life. This celebrity's watching these videos every day, period. I remember Chief said he was in Miami. He was walking down the street. I don't know where he was at. Floyd Mayweather rode by on a bike, looked at him, gave him a little head nod. I was like, that's crazy. Like, he probably seen something. But then what happened? Floyd went on Drink Champs, the same podcast that Kanye went on, and said the Jews are black. Where'd he get that from?
That's right.
He probably seen Chief in a video or two. Who knows? But give me that.
A man that hideth his foolishness is better than the man that hideth his wisdom.
Yeah, if you hide your foolishness, you're better than somebody that hides his wisdom. Because a fool, it says that in Proverbs, I believe. I brought that out last week. A fool that hides wisdom is smart. Like, it's basically paraphrasing. But if you hide your wisdom, like, what good is it? Why aren't you teaching people? Like, everybody's not on Facebook and Instagram learning about the Israelites. That's why people that don't teach on the street corners is not as much respect, honestly. You can know about the truth, but you're not putting yourself in a limelight, making yourself a spectacle, as it says in even at 1 Corinthians 4. I think it's 4 and 9, real quick. And that's what Paul's talking about. You gotta make yourself a spectacle for this truth. People saying you crazy, people saying you bugged out, losing friends and family. That's all part of the duty, man. People hated Yahushua. And he was doing all type of miracles, confounding everybody left and right. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 4 and 9. For I think that God has set forth us, the apostles last,
Read.
As it were appointed to death.
Read. It's appointed to death. Read.
For we are made a spectacle.
We're made a spectacle. Read.
Unto the world.
Unto the world.
And to angels. And to men.
Read. Exactly. Everybody's looking at us. You turn on the news, turn on the radio. They try to demonize us left and right. Why? Because they know the end is near, man. We know the end is near. It's all prophecy. But guess what? We can't be made a spectacle online. They shut down the internet. Where's your ministry? What you gonna do? Like, it doesn't make any sense. People left and right on Clubhouse is fine, but at the same time, if you're not out here in the streets, man, you're not doing what Yahushua commanded you to do. Read.
We are fools for Christ's sake.
We're fools for Christ's sake. We do everything Christ said, then some. We don't care about nothing else. Read.
But ye are wise in Christ. We are weak. But ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised.
You're honorable because you just sit on your hands, twiddling your thumbs, whatever the case may be. But we're despised for what we do, what we teach. They got us listed as future terrorists and stuff. Like what? Like what are we doing? We're not playing no terrorist attacks. We're not building bombs in our garage, in our basements. Like, what's that talking about? But these prophecies got this white man so scared because they know the Bible. The elites, so they at least know what's going on. They're definitely working with the left-hand side. But it's about, hey, we got to stand for what we believe in. Because it's going to be a reward at the end of the day. Read.
This is Matthew 5 and 16.
Yeah, Isaiah 26 and 1. Read.
Let your light so shine before men.
Yeah, we let our light shine before men every week. We do videos, we do sit-downs, all that type of stuff. But the light shining on Saturdays out here on 60th Mission every week. Read.
That they may see your good works.
Our good works. And we wear our friend is 100% clothing, eat lawful food, all that type of stuff, teach the laws of God, uphold the laws of God, and all that type of stuff. That's the good fruit. Read.
And glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Yeah, we glorify the Most High because we're doing what He asked us to do, period. All these years later, waking up thousands of years after we lost our identity, being like, okay, now we got to do what's right where ancestors went off. And it's all prophecy because there's going to be a remnant saved in these last days. The elect 1/3 is going to be taken out of Babylon for the works that they do. Is that it?
Yeah.
Give me that. Give me the last one. Go ahead. 1 to 3.
Isaiah 26 and 1. In that day shall this song be sung in the land of Judah.
Read.
We have a strong city.
We have a strong city. Read.
Salvation will God appoint for walls and bulwarks.
Yeah, it's gonna be. This is a future prophecy about the kingdom. Salvation is gonna be walls. It's gonna be surrounded by prosperity. We're gonna be in the kingdom at this time. Read.
Right.
Open ye the gates. That the righteous nation.
That what?
That the righteous
that
nation.
The righteous nation what?
Which keepeth the truth may
keeping the
enter
truth.
in.
We already know what the truth is. The laws. They're gonna enter in. Read.
Thou will keep him in perfect peace.
Yeah, if you righteous, you're gonna be kept in perfect peace in this last day.
Right.
So we're not gonna be afflicted. We're not gonna be going to war. We're not gonna be sick. We're not gonna be dying like that. All in the kingdom of heaven if we're righteous. Read. What's the righteous? Because we're in a new covenant at this time. So go ahead.
Thou will keep him in perfect peace. Whose mind is stayed on thee.
Exactly. Most High gonna keep them in perfect peace. His mind is stayed on the Most High. And obviously the truth is the laws of God. Read.
Because he trusteth in thee.
We trust in the Most High. Is that 3? That's all I wanted. Give me that.
Oh, this is Sirach 23 and 27. And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of Yahweh.
Nothing better than the fear of Yahweh. Why? Read.
And that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of Yahweh.
Exactly. You fear the Most High, you get wisdom, you take heed of the commandments. All that stuff is going to give me Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 20. Actually, give me that.
Con. It is great glory to follow Yahweh.
Great glory to follow Yahweh. Why? He can bless you. He can put you in the right position as far as meeting people, learning certain things, getting you ahead. Not just biblically, obviously, relationship-wise, jobs, all that type of stuff. All that coincides with following the Most High. Read.
And to be received of him is long life.
Yeah. To receive the Most High's long life, the everlasting life, which is in the kingdom of heaven. Give me that.
We start at 18.
Go ahead.
And love, Wisdom of Solomon, what was it, 20?
6 and 18.
6 and 18. And love is the keeping of her laws.
Love is the keeping of the laws. Love the Most High, keep laws. It says that in 1 John. Read.
And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption.
Exactly, the assurance of incorruption. You had that glorified body in the future. Read.
And incorruption maketh nearer to God. Therefore, the desire of wisdom.
The desire of wisdom. Read.
Bringeth to a kingdom.
Exactly. That kingdom is going to be given to people that take hold of wisdom, trust in the Most High, have that faith, abide in the truth, man. Not folding and bending to society's needs. Because it says what in James as well? If you're a friend of the world, you're enemy of God, man. We don't want that. You want to be an enemy of God. Not in this time. Most High might not bring you back on the right path for you fold right now. But anyways, we're going to close out. Give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Yahushai. Happy Hannukuh to all the Israelites that keep it. And shalom, man.
Shalom.